Hey guys, welcome back to our channel.
Thanks for joining us on episode 3. Today we're going to be playing around with Procreate.
For those of you that don't know, Procreate is an application for the iPad that utilizes the Apple Pencil to create digital pieces of art like we're going to do today.
I've actually been out of town for the past week, so Megan's going to take you guys and give you an overview on how to create a Helix Nebula. I've always been super passionate about space. I love everything about it, so when she started doing space-inspired art, I was really stoked with it.
It's pretty cool. I'll show you what to do.
So let's do it.
Alright, let's start with a blank canvas. So the first thing that you want to do is draw your stars. It's really important to keep a color balance here. So while you want some white stars just to keep things bright, you want to do some yellow and some blue just so you can have some warmth and some cool. You always want to kind of start with base color. So I usually start out lighter. I will put a little bit of a base of whatever my predominant color in the center is going to be. As you can see, it's dark blue. I put a little bit of light blue and some white in there. Get some yellow to color balance that. Just keep some warmth. With a helix, it looks like an eyeball, so you want to keep kind of like a round shape, but you don't want it to be perfectly symmetrical. So you just kind of go through, and I'm using a Nebula brush for this. A lot of the time you can end up smudging it. I have a Nebula brush that I downloaded from online. So you can see that I'm adding red, a little bit of orange, some more of that color balancing just to kind of keep things. As you can see from the final of this, it turns out to be pretty spaced out. So this is just kind of a base. You can see the layers disappearing. It's one of the biggest assets of this app. You do things in layers, and it's really important to keep your layers separate just so that you are not fighting things where if you need to go back and erase or you need to go back and change. So you can see I just pulled all the red off, put it back. That way I can kind of see what the inside is going to look like. Right here I was kind of focusing on that inside part of the helix. So it's building the white and the gray in the middle to make sure you get the right colors. But when you remove the layers, it makes it a little easier to see. So keep building some white in there, throw a little bit more yellow, kind of brighten things back up a little bit. You don't really see a lot of the shape kind of come in until you get a little bit of the details in. So you got to keep building. You want to add a little bit more blue back in, kind of just keep all the colors really vibrant and really bright. A lot of this you want to keep more kind of opaque colors in the center. Add a little bit of white, add some texture. Texture is so important when you're doing nebulas. There's nothing really smooth about an exploding star. So you can see I'm starting to build a little bit more white in here. Going back with the orange a little bit, took a layer off. I decided I want to do a little bit more smokiness in the middle. I'm erasing a little bit just to kind of add a little more detail. There's different features in this app where you can use a smudge brush or you can use a paintbrush or an eraser. I really don't use a smudge brush a lot with stuff like this because you don't want to blend it, but you can see the details building in here with some of that lighter orange. When you're doing texture like this, you get really kind of tappy on the screen. You don't do a lot of solid lines. It's just kind of random. You can turn the opacity down so that it's pretty light, or you can turn the opacity back up. I do that a lot with the white so that you can get a little bit bright in there, but you can see some of the other colors building. So a little bit smoky gray in there, still going around with that red. Erase a little bit. As you can see, I keep going back and kind of doing the same spots. I get pretty picky. I'm a little bit of a perfectionist with things like this. It's kind of hard just to get it. I mean, a lot of the time this is off of pictures because I've never actually seen one of these in person. It's, I'm not in space. So when you start to go back in detail, you want to go back and do stars on top of things. So it's important to make sure that you're doing details because details are what make things look completely realistic. Keeping the colors so that they match really well. You can see I'm going back and forth on the layers just to kind of double check things, see what I need to add, what I need to take out. Alright guys, hopefully you enjoyed the time lapse of the helix.
Maybe you'll take away some inspiration to be able to create some nebulas of your own. I'm not gonna lie, watching over Megan's shoulder, these things look pretty complicated to create. But just keep practicing and you'll definitely get there one day. I think I'm gonna try to do some myself as well. And once again, guys, if you enjoyed the content today, be sure to like, subscribe, and ring the notification bell so you don't miss any of our future content.
I've already started drawing the next nebula, but if there's anything you guys want to see me create, then let me know in the comments below.
Later.
Bye.
Don't squint.
Don't squint. Should I talk like this?
Makes you keep
This hurts my eyeballs really bad.
just letting all the light in.
Blinded by the light. You want me to sing into a paintbrush? Can I be like Anchorman? Ron Burgundy?
Ron Burgundy.
Are we testing the mics right now? What are we doing?
We're getting ready.
Oh, is it filming?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Hey.
Ready?
I guess so. How do you know my mic is working?
I don't know. We'll see.
Oh. Okay.
I guess that is a test.